Oh, it's cold. God, it's cold here this morning. Good morning and welcome back to Pokey's Mechanical. Right, someone commented on my video that I sort of hadn't taken it into account before of all the people that used to follow us when we were travelling around Australia in the bus. And there's a big jump with no footage and no updates. And someone pointed that out and I'm like, oh, yeah, right. So there's some people that aren't following me on TikTok that are still following us along on YouTube. And I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. So, update from when I was filming last, when we were traveling around Australia. We went up to Darwin. I think the last video I would have uploaded would have been somewhere around Broome on our way up there. And a lot's happened since then. We got into Darwin. We were filming for the drift events that were happening up there and a couple of other car events that were going on. Worked in Darwin as a mechanic for a couple of months, and we actually stayed there for maybe 3 or 4 months. No, 3 months I think it was. And then we ended up going down to Red Centenats at Alice Springs. Had an awesome time there, got the super out of the bus and entered it, and yeah, it was a wicked event. I want to go back. Best event I've ever been to for cars. But then I didn't continue filming. I filmed at Red Centenats a little bit, but I didn't film a lot. I just I lost the drive for it. It wasn't getting where I was wanting it to be. And I just needed a break from the whole like uploading my life thing, I think. But well, I'm gonna have to go inside. This is freezing. So from there, we ended up basically travelling up to Queensland and enjoying the nice weather there. We got jobs in Queensland. We decided, right, our wedding's coming up and we got to knuckle down and start saving and work. So we worked in Queensland and I ended up scoring pretty much my dream job up there. And that's where I started doing TikTok. And TikTok just took off. And when I mean took off, it really took off. Like, the business I was working for was a dyno tuning business that had a mechanic workshop and all that sort of stuff as well. And we were doing a lot of mechanical work, as well as I was learning dyno tuning. So I was loving it. A lot of people online were loving it on TikTok, following along with all the jobs that we were doing there. And yeah, there's whole heap that happened while we were there, and you can jump on TikTok and scroll all the way back to the start and follow along from there of all the different stuff I did. But pretty much from that, it started becoming filming about mechanical stuff, and it's really worked, and I've really enjoyed doing it, and it's been fantastic. Then the time for our wedding was coming up. We were booked to come down to Tassie to get married. Then old COVID-19 started happening. And things started getting a bit scary. And we got wind of the actual... I'm going to have to sit this phone down somewhere because my arm's going to fall off. Hang on. Try and do this in one take so I don't have to edit anything. That'll make it easy. So just bear with me. Alright. Let's see if I can just sit it on that. Is that going to work? Cool. Sorry it's a little bit lopsided, but that's the best I can do for short notice. Right, so yeah, old COVID-19 hit while we were in there, and I was talking to Ebony, and I was talking to family back here in Tassie, and got some friends that actually work on the Spirit of Tassie. That's the boat that comes across from Melbourne to Tassie that brings your car and yourself across. And they were talking about closing the borders because of COVID. So I was like, well, if we don't hurry up and get back to Tassie, I never dreamt in my wildest dreams that we're going to cancel people having weddings. We're not going to be able to have our wedding. So we had like 7 weeks before we were due to go, we just went, nah, we've just got to pack up and leave. This is getting out of hand. It was getting pretty chaotic. And that was just over 12 months ago now that we decided to pack up and go. And we travelled all the way down, filmed a lot of it on TikTok and did a lot of that sort of stuff coming down. And as soon as we got down here, we actually went into quarantine. And yeah, got to quarantine in our bus at the beach, which was fantastic. And because of COVID and the whole laybacks of work and all sorts of things that went on, we were in a situation, well, I was in a situation where I couldn't get work. Every mechanic in the Northwest Coast for like all the workshops with dealerships laid off a lot of mechanics. I think we worked out there was 28 mechanics that got laid off between all the dealerships on the Northwest Coast. So there's a lot of unemployed mechanics. So I figured instead of going to whatever job opportunity there was, I was going to be up against a lot of people trying to get work. I'd start my own business. And yeah, I'd already started the name Pokey's Mechanical on TikTok, and that sort of really captivated the audience, so I went with it. And it was only a couple of weeks before I was busy every day. Like, I had jobs every single day within a couple of weeks, and it was all due to filming and advertising myself on social media. Then yeah, the rest is pretty much, I've built this up since first of the financial year. So yeah, 1st of June, we got the lease for this workshop, and we've built it into what you see today in 9 or 10 month period, I think it is. It's been fantastic. It's yeah, there's a lot more to it, obviously, but I just wanted to give an update of where we've come from when we stopped doing YouTube to where we're at now. And that pretty much sort of is a quick, basic catch up. If you want more detailed stories, I'm more than happy to share with you. Sorry, this has just been a video of me jabbering, but I just felt like I needed to update. Like, I had over 1,000 subscribers on here before starting doing the mechanical stuff. So yeah, there's 1,000 people I felt like I needed to sort of just catch up on what's going on. So what's planned for the future? I've got 2 apprentices. We've started a thing called Drift Democracy, and we've got a lot of plans for in the future of building drift cars and going to track events, going to hill climbs, all sorts of different things. Hopefully this weekend we'll be taking my apprentices drift car to the skid pan, and we'll be getting heaps of fun footage down there. Yeah, God knows what's going to happen. So stay tuned for the future. There's lots of things to come, and yeah, Pokey's here to stay on YouTube. Cheers. Thanks for following along.